Hello, I have another musing for you. And please understand that I am not trying to diss or negate your opinion or the way you see it right now. I would like to bring a different angle of awareness to this topic of how helpful and beneficial is it actually to point out other people's wrongdoing, error, and shadow. Has that made our world better? Has the knowledge of other people's evil deeds, wrongdoing, and shadows made the world a better place? I brought up the example of the disturbing example of the Catholic priests, abusing, molesting young boys. How long have we known about those scandals? I think it's been probably known since the 50s, so that's over 75 years now. And is it changing anything to the organization? It's probably still going on. I can't tell the difference in the world if it's changing anything. But I look at this from my own experience. You see, I spent many years as a Christian, as a very judgmental Christian, always pointing my finger outward at the wrong everyone else was doing. Was that changing the world? Not one bit. Was that changing me? Not one bit. It kept me in low vibration, because judgment of another is a low vibration. What does that to us at a physiological and psychological level? What does that do to us energetically? First of all, judgment of others, the pointing the finger at others, holds us stuck in the lower 3 chakras, in survival energy. There is actually a science to this, but you would have to study the works of David Hawkins, who did extensive research on vibrations and frequencies, energy frequencies in the body. The thing is, when you are stuck in those lower shaming, judging, accusing energies, you only personally have a very limited range of conscious bandwidth that you can access. Churning in those lower vibrations of exposing the shame of another, the wrongdoing of another, keeps you stuck at a radio station of the same content. You can't tap into higher consciousness because it requires a higher vibration. It requires a vibration, a personal vibration of non-judgment, to elevate your frequency to be able to tap in to more elevated consciousness and awareness. So, I always say change is achieved by pointing our fingers inward, by exposing and becoming aware of our own shadow, own wrongdoing, for it is a truth And Jesus already is attributed to saying this, to speaking of this, when he said, "Let him who is without sin or wrongdoing point the first finger." Actually, he said, "Cast the first stone." But let him who is without sin point their finger at the one with sin. Same principle. You can't do that. You only do it because you are under the illusion and the delusion that you are righteous, right? That you do no wrong. So that gives you the right to point out the wrong in another. It does not. You're just blind to your own shadows. There is no human being so perfect that they can point out the shame and the shadows in another person. And when a person actually attains the state of perfection, all judgment ceases. They become a person of love, and in that awareness, then the biblical verse that says, "Love covers a multitude of sins will become a reality, because by that time you will be so empathetic, you will remember all of your shadows, that you see yourself in that other person. And all you can do is, how can I love that person? How can I help that person? How can I support that person? Rather than shame them in judgment, right? So real change at a human collective level can only happen when we start cleaning up our own shadows and raise our personal vibration so that we can get more enlightened awareness to share with the world, and to share it in love, from the frequency of love, not the frequency of judgment. So I hope this helps. I don't want to judge you for your opinion. I just want to add another angle of awareness to this, to be helpful. Okay? So I hope this helps.